but it requires, it has to have strict criteria to be
Right.
able to post that. And
Right.
so I hear
It's
you
a real
guys saying,
sticky situation with,
yeah,
you know, I think we're going to have to offer some options where there's people who are interested and we give them support, give them a packet. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable doing these things, put the sticker up. If you don't, come let us help you. Let's do training, let's have conversations, let's just start growing because all we can do is just try and be better every day. That's all we can do. And so if somebody doesn't feel comfortable that they, don't want to, because from a customer service standpoint, you don't want to promise something that you can't deliver. And but the trick with this is no one's ever going to be perfect. It's going to be trying your best and, oh, that wasn't awesome. Let's try again, and so that's
but I
where.
think having some baseline things like common vocabulary, like
Yep.
baseline training and education for your employees.
All staff go through this kind of training.
Yeah, and once you've done that, then you're in a position to actually start saying, and even be quizzing each other about how well you would handle some role play situations, and talk about some situations that have come up in their workplace that they were a little befuddled by, or that they did really well in. So
we do that at all of our staff meetings called Good Show, Bad Show, and we can feel comfortable saying, well, this happened and this did not go well, but I tried to fix it by doing this. That's kind of the culture of our organization.
Yeah.
So that, or this went awesome. I thought it was going to go terribly and it went great. And having the comfort within the organization to feel, because we're an organization of always it's changing and wanting to adapt. So, being able to say, yeah, we mess up sometimes, but how do we learn? What can we do? We bring it up to the whole group and say, so don't, now you can learn from my mistake, and here's how I try to make it better. If you can try and recover, try and do better next time, then that's all anybody can ever do, really.
There's power in having an environment where it's safe to mess up and share that you messed up.
Right. Because it's the intent, obviously the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but if you're at least not just having good intentions, but actually actively working, striving to do the best you can, it can only be good, I think,
Can you share again your name and where you work?
My name is Jenny Metz Brenneman. I'm the Experiential Education Director at the Kalamazoo Nature Center.
And how did you end up in that position?
I started in 2005 as a summer staff. I needed a summer job, and I was thinking, do I want to be a teacher? What do I want to do? And my mom said, you should apply at the Nature Center. And I said, there's a Nature Center in Kalamazoo? Okay. And I just sort of came into it. I got hired. I worked as a seasonal staff 1 year. I then became the assistant director and just loved it. And now I'm the director, and it's, I think as long as I'll be here, I think it's where I'll be. So it's awesome. Yeah. So I'm lucky to have stumbled upon it. And it's really great to be a part of an organization who's willing to let me go to all kinds of networks, and we're just trying to get as many people as we can. Everyone has the right and the need to connect with nature, and so Kalamazoo is such a great place that lets people, experiment and try new things. And there's so many, organizations and networks that are coming together right now that I think we're poised for big change in many arenas, and just inclusion in general. There's a lot of hard work to be done, but we're doing a lot with making everyone welcome, no matter what, and I think that's important. So.
Can you talk a little bit about what are the components of an organization that's willing to go into the land of different?
I think you need to have some leaders that are visionary, that are willing to take risks and willing to be uncomfortable. So, our organization, we're lucky to have the flexibility because we're a private nonprofit to be able to try new things, to be able to say, oh, we're going to let that go. That didn't work. We're not going to do that anymore. And having some of that freedom, and having, our director, our executive director, our VPs are all willing to say, all right, this is what we need to do. We need to change, and we're going to try something new. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try something else. And having that from the leadership up, visionary leadership, but also understands that there's some people in your organization who need to be keepers of the process, who need to hold on to traditions as well, and bring everybody along and change however they need to change, because some people aren't as easily flexible as others naturally. So being able to understand that there's both ways. You need to have visionary ideas, but also pay attention to those details so you get it right, and you can keep what's working well and not just throw everything out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I think that's what we enjoy about the Nature Center, is that we can do that. And
So it sounds like you guys have ongoing reflection times.
yes, we do. We have we have sort of different time periods. We have a 5-year plan, strategic plan. We have all the way down to monthly meetings, all the way down to when we work with our supervisors, tying that to our critical achievements, which is our performance review. So our performance review is tied to our strategic plan, and we modify that every year with our large group, and so we try and be as intentional as we can. We still have lots to work on, but we're trying to focus on increasing access of everyone to our product, which is nature. So it's everywhere. So inclusion fits for us because we want everybody out there. So
Cool.
yeah.
So you spoke about your journey to the Nature Center and through inclusion at the Nature Center. Where do you see the next steps being for Connect Kalamazoo?
I think the time now, I think we've congealed our ideas enough that we can sort of spread it out. I think we've spent a lot of time really reflecting on what's the best way. We've been making good partnerships. And I think now is the time to have everyone bring new people into the network and try and make it as common knowledge as possible so that it's not just the same old people doing the same old things. I think the diversity of experience is what's going to make everything, get better. And if we can't grow, then we need to do something else, because bringing everyone to the table, relying on the diversity of experience and what everyone can bring to come up with something new, because this world something needs to be changed. And so we need everybody's input on that so we can be together coming up with new ideas. I think that's really important.
And do you think that includes going out to as much as calling forth in? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of times we try to get people recruited in, but there's an element of interactivity that happens when you take what you do out. Mm-hmm. Can you speak a little bit about that tension between
the in and the out? Yeah, I think the other piece of this connection is taking away, I'm not just the Nature Center, I'm Jenny, and I have personal connections, and making community, bringing it back. We are, humans are tribal groups. We need our groups of people. We need to belong to things, and we have breakdowns when we don't belong anywhere, and we can all find different ways to belong, and there's so many ways, and that's what makes living in the United States the potential to be great. We can belong however we want, but we need to belong to something. And so when people aren't able to belong, or they don't feel like they're important and are connected, then things go badly. So I'm not just Jenny from the Nature Center. I need to represent the Nature Center, but I'm also a person who lives in a neighborhood, who has neighbors, who has family. I like certain things that maybe my neighbor does too. Maybe they can come with me. So bringing the network to bringing my personal gifts to that as well as my professional, and then being able to say, hey Deb, I didn't know you liked that. Come along with me. Come on. Do you want to go to that concert? Cool. You want to go to that talk down at the university? I can drive you. Or, hey, my neighbor, you can't get there? I'm going to shopping too. But that you need to foster the community connections for that to happen. Because that's how, there's no more money going anywhere. We're not going to be getting any more money. We've got to figure out how to get stuff done with what we have. And what we have is each other and being able to do hard work. And I think we can if we can just be constantly intentional about that.
When you say it like that, it makes me think of Connect Kalamazoo as a way of including people and connecting Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
More so than connecting Kalamazoo about inclusion.
Right. I think it's got to be people. And it's always, I meet with my friend from the Boys and Girls Club. Cool. Let's go talk. Let's go hang out after work and talk about that more. And then, they're going to introduce me to this person. Because what makes networks work and what makes people get stuff done is knowing people and making personal connections and being able to have people who are doers and connectors be able to put a little bit together to make something big.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this time next year, where would you like to see the forum in terms of a broader band?
Yeah, I'd like to see faces I've never seen before saying, having a similar journey. Like, I didn't even realize that this is a resource, and I think it's really important to my business. I think it's really important to my whatever group it is that I belong to, and I think it's the right thing to do, and I think it's good for all of us. And I would like to not see me having to speak out because everybody knows. Like, oh, Jenny, we know. That's what we do already. I don't want to have to be telling people.
Yeah.
Because everybody just knows. And if they need help, they can call me. But, you know, someday it just becomes what we do.
Mm-hmm.
If it can be viral, that it's like, oh yeah, we all do that.
Yeah, that's all
Everyone's
we can
welcome.
do.
Yeah, that's where I'd love to see it. It might take more than 1 year, but I think you got to have the vision, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
you come to Kalamazoo Zoo and you go, I feel good being here. I feel comfortable. I feel welcome wherever I am. Doesn't matter what I am, who I am, how I am. I'm respecting everyone. They're respecting me. That's the goal. Doesn't matter what.
It's pretty simple, but it's pretty important.
Yeah, and we'll probably still be working on it, but let's get more people working on it.
Okay. Did I miss anything that you want?
No, I think that's
listening
great.
audience to know or think about or keep in mind?
I think if we can all just do a little bit every day, something new, get out of your comfort zone, meet a new person, make a new connection. If we just keep at it, just a little bit, it's not going to be radical, just small. If we keep at those small things, it'll be crazy how much we can do.
I agree.
So,
well, thank you so
Yeah.
very much. Did you say your name and where you work?
yes, I did.
Okay, well, good.
Yep.